In this video, we will try to understand the income method to calculate the GDP. In the last lecture, we had seen how to calculate GDP through the value added method. Here, we will try to understand how to calculate GDP through the income method. So, in the two sector economic model, again, we had seen that one's income is second one expenditure. So, in order to calculate GDP, we can also go through the by calculating the income of the households. Here, if you look, factors of production households are providing to the firms, and firms are giving the factor income. So we can calculate GDP just by calculating the income which households are receiving. So we divide this income into the basic three category where these households are receiving income. Category number one is known as the compensation of employee. So first thing is that households are working somewhere, any firm, any institutions. So whatever income they are receiving in order to work there, in order to work in that particular institutions, we categorize those income into the first category known as the compensation of employee. Here what they are receiving salary, wages and all other allowances by their firms, like provident fund, like insurance, like bonus. We categorize those things into the first one known as the compensation of employee. The second type of income which households are generating is just by their property. Everybody have some property, some new skills, some new business ideas, some entrepreneurship. So whatever they are receiving income by the saving of their money, by the property which they have, by the entrepreneurship, we categorize those into the second part known as the operating surplus. And the third type of income which households are generating is known as the mixed income of self-employed. If you notice, there are many persons who are working in some firms and institutions who are generating money through their savings, and also they are getting money through self-employment. There are many persons who are self-employed. For example, if you notice, lawyers are, first thing, they are working any corporate, they are working any institution, generating factors of income from where, but they are also self-employed. So if they are self-employed, the income they are generating through the self-employment is known as the, we categorize all those income in the mixed income category. And the other example is the doctors. They are also self-employed to some extent. So whatever income they are receiving through their self-employment, we categorize all those into the mixed income category. So three category through which households are generating income. First, they are providing factor services to somewhere known as the compensation of employee. And the second category through which households are generating income is the savings, operating surplus. Their savings, their property, their entrepreneurship skills, they are, whatever income they will generate, we will categorize those income into the second category. And the third one is the mixed income of self-employed. So whatever income they are receiving through their self-employment, we categorize those into the three part. So there are three categories through which households are receiving income. We just sum up those income to get the GDP through the income method. Now a new term known as the net factor income from abroad. Here, for the net, first we calculate whatever income residents are receiving through working, through providing factor of production abroad. Let's say any Indian resident working in Saudi Arabia. So whatever income they are generating, first we calculate those incomes here, and then subtract the value of factors income which foreign residents are receiving through providing factor services in our domestic territory. So through this calculation, we will get to know net factor income from abroad. So calculating for GNP, as we had seen, first we try to find out GDP, and then when we add the net factor income from abroad, we will get to know what is the GNP. What is GNP? We had seen that the whatever production is done by the resident of any country is known as the GNP. So for the GNP calculation, if we have the value of GDP, then if we add the value of net factor income from abroad, we will get to know what is the GNP of any country. So for the perspective of India, GNP often come less than the GDP, because if we notice net factor income from abroad, from the Indian perspective, it comes often negative, because there are many persons who are residing in Indian residents and providing services. Those value are bigger than the our residential value which we are providing services abroad. So this terms generally comes from Indian perspective higher then this term, that's why net factor income from abroad for the Indian perspective comes negative. So here if we calculate GDP, GNP, that will come the value as negative as the GDP. So generally we calculate GDP, not the GNP. So I hope you are getting what is the mixed income of self, what is the income method for calculating the national income. For calculating the GDP, you can say the national income. There are again there are for calculation of income method, GDP through the income method. We just find out the ways through which these households are generating income. Three ways. One is the compensation of employees. Second is the third one is the mixed income, and the second one is the operating surplus. Whatever income they are receiving through their property, savings, and entrepreneurship. We calculate these three incomes. Sum of those income, we get to know what is the value of GDP of any particular country through the income method. So thank you for watching.